warrants for you at a city court. Looks like you're in custody on some other matters, but the cases in city court are 3 separate ones. One case is a criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia. The second case is a criminal trespass, drug paraphernalia. The third case is a drug paraphernalia shoplifting, and actually the fourth case is a possession prescription drug paraphernalia. I'm going to quash the warrant. Since you're being held on another matter, I'm going to go ahead and release you on these city court cases. Set your next court date for June 6, 2025 at 9 a.m. I'll appoint an attorney with the City Public Defender's Office to help you with these cases. Hopefully you can resolve them while you're in custody. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. Your excuse.
Your Honor, Westall Alley refused.
I'm sorry?
Westall Alley refused.
All right.
So,
Is there a public defender there?
yes, sir.
Did you want to continue Weissel for until tomorrow morning?
Yes, please.
All right, we'll continue Weissel till tomorrow morning. Okay. All right, sir, at the Pima County Jail, what is your full name, please?
Keyshawn Maurice Chappelle.
Mr. Chappelle, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated domestic violence. I am going to enter a plea of not guilty. Need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. And I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. County Attorney, what is your recommendation?
Good evening, Judge Ryan Gant for the state. I'm recommending a $10,000 bond plus pretrial services if that's posted. I would note Mr. Chappelle has 2 separate domestic violence misdemeanor cases. Law enforcement added a note to the interim complaint. They really believe he won't comply with the court orders. No matter what the court imposes, I'd ask the court impose an immediate no contact order and that Mr. Chappelle not return to the incident location.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he has no prior felony convictions. He's a 2 on the FTA and the NCA scale, so his risk scores aren't particularly high. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson, ties to the community. I'd ask that you set the bond at $2,500.
Mr. Chappelle, your bond is set at $10,000. You are not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Possess no firearms or weapons. Don't go to where that person lives or works. Commit no further acts of domestic violence. The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set April 10th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. Okay. What is your full name, please?
Russell Lee Wiles.
Mr. Wiles, you are charged with 2 separate counts of domestic violence assault, 3 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. And I need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be present at all of your future hearing dates. You should be present because if you don't appear at any of your court hearings, a warrant could issue for your arrest. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. You can hire an attorney. If the state is seeking jail time, then you can be screened for an attorney to be appointed in your case. Hold on a second. And let's say you had a trial in your case. You were found guilty of any charge, and you don't appear for your sentencing and 90 days passes, your right to appeal your case could be forever waived. Just got to make sure you make your future court dates. I'm going to allow you to be released, but you are not allowed to have any contact with Nicholas, Cynthia, and Tercia. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do not go to where any of those folks live. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next hearing date is going to be in Justice Court, April 10th, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you live at 6466 West Knowles?
Yes, ma'am. I own that house.
All right. Well, does your girlfriend live there?
They did, but they're in the process of moving out, Your Honor.
Well, you can't live where they live. If they're living there still, you can't be there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your full name, please?
Dallas Dakota A. Matthews.
All right. Looks like you're charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent. You do have a right to hire counsel in your case or to represent yourself. If the state was seeking jail time, then you could be screened to see if an attorney could be appointed in your case, or in the interest of justice, an attorney could be appointed also. You must make all future hearing dates. If you don't appear at your future hearing dates, 2 things can happen. 1, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and 2, a new charge of failing to appear can be added to your case. So make sure you make all future hearing dates. Let's say you had a trial in your case at some point and you did not appear, you were found guilty of the charge and you did not appear for your sentencing, and 90-day passes, then you will forever waive your right to appeal your case to a higher court. I'm going to release you, Ms. Dallas Matthews. Your next court date is going to be in City Court, May 6th, 2025 at 2:00 p.m. You must be present and don't commit any further acts of domestic violence. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Daniel Dawson McAllister.
You're charged with domestic violence assault, domestic violence criminal damage, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent. You may be represented by an attorney. You may hire an attorney, represent yourself, or if in the interest of justice, a judge feels an attorney should be appointed, an attorney can be appointed in your case. You also could be screened to see if you qualify for an attorney at your next hearing date. You must make all future court dates. If you do not, 2 things could happen. 1, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and 2, a new charge of failing to appear could be added to your case. I'm going to allow you to be released. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. You're not allowed to have any contact with your brother Nicholas. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your next hearing date is going to be in Tucson City Court, May 7th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you don't, those 2 things could happen. A warrant can be issued and a new charge of failing to appear will be added to your case. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What is your full name, please?
Joshua Luke Avery Musicant.
Is Luke Avery one word?
It's 2 middle names, 2 separate words.
All right. So I need to let you know you are charged with domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence, threats, and intimidation. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. I need to let you know that you must make all future court dates. If you do not, 2 things could happen. A warrant could issue for your arrest, and a new charge of failing to appear can be added to your case. You do have a right to be represented by an attorney. You may hire one. If the state is seeking jail time, you can be screened for an attorney in your case. In the interest of justice, a judge could also appoint counsel for you. If you your case for trial at some point and you're found guilty of any of the two charges and a sentencing is set and you don't appear and 90 days passes by, you will forever waive your right to appeal your case to a higher court. So just make sure you make your court appearances. I'm going to allow you to be released, but you're not allowed to have any contact with Ira Cozy. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Don't go to where that person lives, and do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next hearing date is going to be in Tucson City Court, April 29th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What is your full name, please?
Anisina Comarinava.
You are charged with a new charge of criminal trespass from today's date. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You also had a warrant for your arrest for a criminal charge. That incident date was from March 7th at 333 West Glen. I'll enter pleas of not guilty to both charges. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent. You must appear for all future court dates. You have a right to be present at all future court dates. If you don't appear, two things could happen. One, a new charge of failing to appear could be added to your cases, and a warrant could issue in each of your cases. So you must make all future hearing dates. Your next court date, I'm going to allow you to be released. Your next court date is going to be in Tucson City Court, May 5th, 2025 at 2:00 p.m. And don't go back to 1500 West Grant Road, and do not go to 333 West Glen. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, just go down the stairs, have a seat with the females. Thank you. Rowdy.
What is your full name, please?
Eva Lena Shankman Prouty.
All right, you got two separate cases. One is from today's date for assault, two, resisting arrest, and refusing to provide your true name. And then you have a separate case from today's date for domestic violence, disorderly conduct. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let's see, hold on a second. Let's see who this case involves. Yep. Oops. I'm going to release you. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Domestic Violence Court, City Court, April 29th at 1:30 p.m. Hold on, I have a question. All right, Ms. Prouty, so make sure you make it to your hearing date in City Court, April 29th at 1:30 p.m. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I'm the victim of Eva Prouty. I just want to say I don't want any charges pressed against her, and I want contact with her and everything. And I just wanted to let you know because they said I needed to tell you that.
Yes. Let's see.
Because I do want contact, and I don't want any charges pressed against her because I've been around domestic violence. That was not domestic violence.
All right. I didn't order her not to have contact. I didn't say anything about that. So she can have contact. I just ordered her not to commit any further acts of domestic violence. You will have to call the city prosecutor's office and let them know your position regarding you not wanting to pursue charges. It's up to the state that's pursuing charges, not you. But you can certainly let them know your position. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your full name at the jail, please?
Adam James Stratton.
All right, looks like you're charged with two separate cases. One's a domestic violence disorderly conduct charge. The other one is a drug paraphernalia charge. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. And you already have a case pending in city court. Oh, let me see what this is about. Looks like hold on, you looks like you took a plea back on November 1st of 2024. Did you have something to say about your release or no release, sir? You cannot tell me any facts of these cases.
No.
All right. I'm barely going to release you, sir. You're already pending a domestic violence case on probation for one, and now you've picked up allegedly a new charge for domestic violence. I'm going to order you not to have any contact with Erica. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't call her, don't text her, don't social media her. Do not go to where she lives or works. Stay away from her. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Possess no firearms or weapons. I'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you because you have that pending case. May 7th, 2025 at 9 a.m., you're going to be seeing Judge Millian just in domestic violence court. You cannot pick up any new charges, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're excused. What is your full name, please?
Sabrina Jasmine Valenzuela.
All right, looks like you have new charges of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. You also had 2 cases in warrant status. One case was a domestic violence assault, domestic violence damage, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and 3 counts of contributing to delinquency of minor charges. That case has been in warrant status. The alleged incident date was from November 20th of 2020. And then you had another case involving 2 counts of endangerment from July 31st of 2024. And that case is in warrant status. I'm going to quash those warrants, set your bond at $2,000. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your next hearing date is going to be in City Court, April 9th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a seat out there at the funerals. Oh. All right.
You need this paperwork. Irán Fernando Sotelo.
You're charged with endangerment and contributing to delinquency, a minor charge. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I will allow you to be released, but you're not allowed to have in contact with that child. Do you understand?
Yes.
I need to let you know that you must appear for all future hearing dates. Your next court date in City Court is going to be April 24th, 2025 at 9 a.m. If you don't appear, 2 things can happen. 1, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and 2, a new charge of failing to appear can be added to your case. You do have a right to appear for all future hearing dates. If you set a trial in your case and you're found guilty of any of the 2 charges at trial, and you don't appear for your sentencing, and 90 days passes, you will forever waive your right to appeal your case. You've just got to make sure you're showing up for your hearing dates, and next one is April 24th at 9 a.m. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your full name, sir?
My first name is Ovid Dominique Martel Brown. I think
And what is your middle name, sir?
I'm Dominique Martel. Ovid is my first name.
Ovid, what's your middle name?
Ovid Dominique Martel Brown.
How do you spell Dominique?
DOMINIQUE.
All right. You are charged with first-degree trespass. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I need to let you know that you have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Judge, I'm recommending a $5,000 bond plus pretrial services. The pretrial services workup was pretty light with Mr. Brown, but it looks like he's got an address in Illinois. He refused to provide his employment status. There's not any additional information in Arizona databases. Based on the lack of ties, we're asking for a $5,000 bond.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he has no prior felony convictions. While he's not from Arizona, he does understand that he needs to remain here if he's released while the case is pending. He also may have some mental health issues.
Mental health issues.
I would ask that you release him to pretrial services.
I see his NCA score was a 3. His FTA scale was a 3. Mr. Brown, your bond is set at $3,000 plus release to pretrial services if you're able to post that bond. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to have any contact with the victim or go back to that residence location.
I don't even know who that person was, Your Honor.
Hold on, I just said don't have contact with the person or don't go to where they live. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set to April 10th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'm passing through your state trying to get to the East Coast to meet with the government agencies out there, the FBI, the CIA. For over 10
Talk to your
years,
attorney about it.
my life has been targeted on racketeering, on RICO.
Okay. Talk to your attorney about it. Thank you, sir. What is your full name, sir? Are we
I
on?
refuse to come to court.
What's your name, sir, so we can have your hearing?
I refuse to come to court.
Sir, I need to get your name so we can have your hearing.
I refuse to come to court.
Right, so just tell me your name so I can let you know what's happening.
Yes. No.
Then you'll be in your same situation and we'll just continue this to tomorrow morning and another judge will ask you the same questions.
We never.
All right. Counsel, you want to continue tomorrow morning or you want to let me know what his name is?
Your Honor, his name is Nathaniel Armenta Patton.
All right, Mr. Patton, you are charged with 2 separate counts of aggravated assault. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have the constitutional right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney seated next to you. County Attorney, your bond recommendation?
Judge, I'm asking for a bond of at least $25,000 in pretrial services. The interim complaint is rather concerning with him getting in a road rage incident with the victims. Furthermore, what's concerning to the state is that he was driving while admittedly high on methamphetamine and thinking that people were chasing him. He's got a new violent criminal activity flag, and his new criminal activity score is 4 on the scale. For all those reasons, we're asking the court to impose a bond.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he has lived in Tucson for 25 years and has ties to the community. I'd ask that you set the bond at $10,000.
Mr. Armenta Patton, your bond set at $15,000. No contact with the victims. Possession of firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set to April 10th at 1:30 p.m. You also had a misdemeanor case from today's date for a charge of criminal damage. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty, release you on these charges, and June 6th at 9 a.m. is your next hearing date. I'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. No contact with the victim. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Zachary Samuel Lerner.
Mr. Lerner, you got two separate felony charges, two different victim cases. One case is a domestic violence aggravated assault and one count of domestic violence kidnapping. The other case is a criminal damage charge. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Judge, as far as I can tell from the interim complaints, this was the same incident and they added a charge somehow in the second interim. If the court has the ability to consolidate them, I think it should on both. Okay, I'm asking for a $20,000 bond plus pretrial services. I'll just note Mr. Lerner was noted not to have a known residence in the pretrial services report. Further concerning to the state was that he prevented the victim leaving by the strangulation here. I'd ask that the court impose an immediate no contact order.
Just for the record, the reason this criminal damage is separate is because it's a separate victim. Apparently this involved an Airbnb and damage was allegedly done to the home, which is separate from the domestic violence victim. Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he has no prior felony convictions. He's a 2 on the FTA and the NCA scale, so he doesn't have particularly high risk factors. The victim doesn't object to his release. Although he hasn't lived here long, he is already employed here and has ties to the community. I'd ask that you consider releasing him to pretrial services. If the court is inclined to impose a bond, I requested it be $5,000.
Your Honor, your bond set at $10,000 plus release to pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, you must comply with any monitor treatment as directed by pretrial services. No contact with Tori, and don't contact the homeowner of that Airbnb. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set for April 10th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the council evaluated 10,000 on all three.
No, it's not like that. She just said.
What is your full name, please?
Go test a little bit.
We're charged with possession of a deadly weapon or a prohibited weapon by a prohibited possessor. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent and to be represented by an attorney. You do have an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. Mr. Lopez, the state's asking that you be held without bond pursuant to the Arizona Constitution, which states that if you have a pending felony case and you're arrested on new felony charges, you're not entitled to bond. Defense counsel?
Your Honor, I do see that there's the pending felony and believe the state can request a no bond hold.
Mr. Lopez, you're going to be held without bond. Your first hearing is a no bond hearing on April 4th, 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Your preliminary hearing is set to April 10th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You're not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Okay.
What is your full name, please? You're charged with theft of means of transportation. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I need to I want to let you know, Ms. Meck, that the prosecutor's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I will follow that recommendation, release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. You're not allowed to have any contact, I believe it's with Robert. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set April 21st, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Stay in touch with your
Judge, if I may,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Mr. Trevor Hill was emailing me. I'm not sure if he's on here, but I think he represents Miss Meck and wanted to appear. I see that he may have just logged in here.
Yes.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks, Mr. Gant, for sending me the correct link. I apologize. I was sent an incorrect link earlier.
All right, I released her to pretrial services, no contact with the victim. Her preliminary hearing is set to April 21st, 2025 at 1:30 p.m.
Excellent. Thank you, Honor. And Linda, they're going to let you out tonight. Give me a call tomorrow, and I'm going to call Richard and let him know, okay? Or
Thank
Frank
you.
and let him know.
Thank you.
Recent. Well,
What is your full name, sir?
Jason Alexander.
All right, looks like you're charged with aggravated assault involving a dangerous instrument. It is a domestic violence aggravated assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. Would like to let you know that the prosecutor's office is asking that you be held without bond pursuant to the Arizona Constitution, which states that if you're have a pending felony case and you're arrested on new felony charges, you're not entitled to bond. Defense counsel?
Your Honor, I do see the two pending felony cases, and I agree that the state can request a no bond hold.
Mr. Schlottman, you're going to be held without bond. Your first hearing is a no bond hearing on April 4th, 2025 at 2:30 p.m. Your preliminary hearing is set April 10th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. If you have any contact with the victim in this case, go to where they live or work, possess no firearms or weapons, commit no further acts of domestic violence. The legal defender's office is appointed to represent you. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. You also had a case out of Justice Court for a warrant on a driving on suspended license charge. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you. April 10th at 8:30 a.m. is your next court date in Justice Court. I'll let Justice Court know that you're currently in custody on a felony matter. You're excused, sir. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Brian Smith.
All right, look, you have been arrested and accused of the crime of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that only requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date? All right, I'll release you to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitored treatment they recommend. While you're on release status, you are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. You certainly cannot be in possession of any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your STEPS, your next hearing is called a STEPS hearing. It's going to be on April 7th at 9 a.m. You have to appear in court. It's going to be in Superior Court. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest, and you may no longer be eligible for the special diversion program. Defense counsel, you're willing to waive time limits for your PH?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What's the date for PH? Hold on a second. May 15th at 1:30 p.m. is the preliminary hearing. Ms. Smith, stay in touch with your attorney and the STEPS program. You're excused.
Thank you.
What is your full name, please?
Josue Angel Viramontes.
You're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of domestic violence kidnapping. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. County attorney?
I'm asking for a $40,000 bond plus pretrial services if that's posted, primarily based on my concern of the continual risk to the victim. I would know Mr. Viramontes has a new violent criminal activity flag. He's 5 on both the NCA and FTA scales, and he has a pending misdemeanor domestic violence case. I would ask the court impose an immediate no contact order with the victim, that he not possess firearms, and that he not return to the incident location.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he has no prior felony convictions. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson and has ties to the community. He's also currently employed full-time. I'd ask you set the bond at $15,000.
Mr. Viramontes, your bond is set at $20,000 plus release of pretrial services. If you're able to post a bond, you must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to have any contact with Ashley. Do not call her, text her, see her. Don't social media her. Don't go to where she lives or works. You are not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons, and do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set April 10th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. You also had a warrant for your arrest for a domestic violence disorderly conduct charge and a simple disorderly conduct charge. This warrant's pending in Justice Court. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you April 22nd at 9:30 a.m. is your next court date in Justice Court. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victims, and I'll let Justice Court know that you're currently in custody on the felony matter. You are excused. Thank you.
Excuse me, I have a quick question.
What is your full name, please?
Kennedy Alexis Waltz.
You were arrested for a charge of unlawful possession of narcotic drug. The state has made a decision at this time to dismiss your case without prejudice, which means there's a possibility the state could refile this case at some later point. But for now, it's a dismissal. I'll release you from custody today. You also had a misdemeanor case for possession of a fictitious license. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. It's a misdemeanor charge in Justice Court. You will have to appear in Justice Court April 10th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're excused. Thank you. All right, we can go off record.